In the last video, we started by creating a new React project using the TypeScript template. And in this video, we're going to take a look at what the differences are between a JavaScript React project and one built using the TypeScript template. Now, we can first start by looking at the package.json file in our new project here. And you're only going to notice 4 different dependencies. And these are all type definition files, which are given to us and needed for us to run React in TypeScript. We're going to get into more detail in later videos, but for now, we don't need to focus on that too much. Other than that, in the source directory, what we're going to find are all the same files, however, they end in a different prefix. So they're going to end in .tsx instead of .jsx. But if we go into each individual file, you're not really going to notice any differences in the code just yet. Now, the final, and I would argue the most interesting file that we're going to see in here is the ts-config file. And this is the config file that the TypeScript compiler is going to use to actually compile our TypeScript into JavaScript. Most of these properties in here, you really don't need to worry yourself with until you get to a much later stage and you need to configure some of this stuff. But I've personally never had to change almost all of these. However, there are 2 properties in here that you're going to find most interesting. So the first one is strict here. Now, by default, Create React App gives us the kind of strictest version of TypeScript, meaning it's going to be the most stringent in terms of doing our type checking. There's levels to this. I'd recommend if you're starting from a new project, keeping this on so that you have all the benefits of TypeScript straight from the get-go. However, if you do want to read about specifically what this turns on, I've got an article linked in here, compiler option, the strict compiler option in TypeScript. This is in the first lesson plan here, and you can read about all of the details. Primarily what this is going to do for us is it's going to make sure that we don't pass around anything that could be undefined. It's going to ensure that we always add types where TypeScript can't figure out the type itself. And it's going to give us those nice kind of barriers that TypeScript can often be frustrating to use with, but that's where most of the benefits come from. Other than that, we've also got this include property here, and this is what's going to tell the TypeScript compiler to which files to actually compile. So for our React project, it's only going to be the source because that's where our entire app lives. Anything outside of the source directory is not going to be compiled down to TypeScript when this gets built.